Hello, 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 and namaste, my witchlings. Forgot about that. Last thing I gotta do. I gotta clean my glasses. Hey, John, we're doing good here. Sorry, the shirt I was going to wear was covered in fur, so I had to go find another shirt. Hello, Jinx. Hello, Hope. I see you all. Oh, Hope is Jinx. I was thinking, Hazel. See, my brain is doing the melding letters thing again. It's the Bellevue Bellingham thing. All right. I have been fighting a cough, so please bear with me. Hello, hello, hello. Namaste, my witchlings. While we wait for everybody to come in and get settled and do their thing, I'm going to say, please be respectful of the energy you bring into my space. And I am saying you will be respectful in my chat. If you are not, the mods and Arnold will be finding you with the band Hammer.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yay, good to see that John's liver function test came back normal. That is good. Oh, hey, candle would be useful. This is what happens when Di doesn't get ready. All right. Coffee. Coffee is good. No, coffee, not the... The sound effect was me saying that Arnold, as the Terminator, will be finding you with the band Hammer, therefore saying hasta la vista. Okay. It's just one of our things. Now, yeah, we like the governor. He is one of the few Republicans whose politics I can mostly agree on, which is probably why my ex-mother-in-law hated him. All right. Yes. All right, here we go. Oh, hold on. I got to take you out of my ear for a second. I have an itch. All right. I think the earbud was causing the itch. There we go. All right. Are we ready? I think we're ready. I'm going to take a sip. And then we'll get started. Okay. Oh, may you feel the pain of 1,000 unsneezed sneezes, my love. I am so sorry. I am so very sorry. All right, so today's daily draw peels back illusion. What? Okay. Sorry. Sergeant Puppy is being very borky right now. Hi. Oh. Can you find your bed, sweetheart? There you go. Hi, sweet boy. All right. We were being read the riot act because we were getting started without him. All right. All right. So today's daily draw peels back illusion, the act and its lies and partial truths, reminding us to see clearly and trust what's real. Namaste whispers for us to make time for what matters, and self-compassion gently guides us back to the rhythm of our own breath. In our moment of Zen, Peter Matheson wonders if we've truly seen the snow leopard, and Fernando Pessoa reminds us that moonlight is simply moonlight, luminous, honest, and enough. Damn it. All right, Namaste Witchlings. Welcome to Di's Daily Divinations and Self-Care. This is where magic meets mindfulness, where we weave together the sacred spiral flow, honoring the day, listening to the cards, and caring for ourselves along the way. So, hey, hi, welcome back, or if you are new here, hello and welcome each day. We flow with the sacred spiral. I am Di, your favorite yoga witch and guide through the spiral. So let's step into today's together. So go grab your favorite crystal, light your candle or incense, cozy up with a cup of coffee, tea, or whatever brew fills your mug today, and let's step into today's spiral of wisdom and self-care together. And you know what? Today I am going to grab lepidolite. I can never remember how to pronounce this one, but it's a nice little palm stone today. So let's not forget to do the whole like, share, and subscribe thing, because it helps our Witchling circle grow and it keeps our daily spiral turning. All right, y'all. Oh, hey, earrings would be a good idea. Merci, yasser, mahu. Merci beaucoup, yes, sir. Now, we are starting our day with the lighting of our candle, which decided to be wonky on me again. And we have 2 birthdays today. Yay! Happy, happy birthdays. All right, so today is an honest-to-goodness member of the family's birthday. He is a really, really, really awesome guy, and we love him to bits. He's been married to my sister-in-law for just over a year, so I hope you have a fabulous birthday, PJ. It is also a really cool high school classmate of mine's birthday, Desi. We're getting old, my friend. I hope you have the best day. Happy birthday to both of you gentlemen. As I light the flame, may our light be a beacon of hope in the darkness for those stumbling or lost along the way. I also hold our light for victims and survivors of gun violence here in the United States, remembering them and all others in our circle. And now, my friends and witchlings, with the lighting of our candle, our sacred circle is closed, and we invite the ancestors to join us here today. Seriously can't. Oh God, has it been almost 2 years? Wow. Yeah. 18 months and 1 week they have been married. Wow. But it feels like he's been part of the family forever. All right, my loves. Oh. We did that. all of it. So this is repeating. We are going to skip this. All right. Ha. See? Now, before we dive into all of the fun cards, let's see what holidays today is bringing us. So, our 3 holidays today are Ada Lovelace Day, Own Your Own Business Day, and International Face Your Fears Day. Now, Ada Lovelace Day. Today we honor Ada Lovelace, the world's first computer programmer and a visionary who saw poetry in numbers. She reminds us that imagination and logic are not polar opposites. They are partners in creation. Dream boldly and code your own destiny, my witchlings. Own Your Own Business Day. We are celebrating every dreamer who dared to build their own path. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an artist, or a healer, today honors your courage and creativity. Running your own business means leading with heart and vision and learning to dance with some serious uncertainty. And then finally, we have International Face Your Fears Day. Fear is the threshold between who you are and who you're becoming. Today, honor your courage by taking one step, even a small one, towards something that scares you. Breathe through it, my witchlings. Growth lives on the other side of fear. I chose Face Your Fears with Own Your Own Business Day because it takes facing some fears to own your own business. All right, y'all. I am caffeinating myself. Did I download her today? I swear to God I did. I forgot to rename it and move it. Dude, I have been in such a rush getting my notes ready for the last, 2 weeks that I have been forgetting to do semi-important stuff. We are playing with some of our scheduling here. The biggest one is getting the dogs out before we go live. So, and I see that Mimi is here. Hello, Mimi. Hello, Abda Ramadan. How are you today? We're doing pretty good here. I'm pretty happy. Feeling pretty good. Other than I have a cough that will not, let go. Let me do something real quick. There we go. All right. Then we do this real quick. Haha. There we go. Oh, I haven't told the men behind the curtain about that one. Okay. So, what are we not doing here? It's freaking Monday. And it is very much not a mamas and papas kind of Monday. It's an, oh my God, it's Monday. Now what's going to happen? Oh. No, we probably won't get snow for a while, but I am curious. Because Portland was looking like some chunky rain for the naked bike ride. But, yup. Yeah, we probably won't snow until at least the middle of November. We are in the foothills for the Cascades and for Snow Pass, but We are, well, how high did you say we are? 500? Yeah, we are just under 500 feet elevation. Let's see. According to Google, the average time that we get some measurable snow is around Christmas. The average first date of measurable snow is early November. So, but we typically don't see a lot of snow until my birthday, New Year's. Yeah, between Christmas and New Year's. So, yeah, we got a while. Okay, so yes, there is a winter storm advisory and winter storm watch for the pass, which is like half an hour that way. Oh, am I pointing southwest? That way. I have to stop and think which direction I-90 is going, and it's going that way. I was concerned because I saw the winter watch come across the news yesterday, and Kat and her partner in crime were on the other side of the pass. So I checked in with them to make sure they were okay, and by the time I checked in, she's like, oh yeah, we're home. We didn't hit any weather until we hit Issy, and I'm like, roger that. I didn't ask what kind of weather they hit, though. I'm assuming it was rain. So, it's been an interesting weekend. Okay. Da-da-da-da. Shall we play with cards? Well, we don't play with the cards, but shall we check in with the cards? Let's check in with the cards. Wrong button. You selected, but you didn't view it. There we. It's not wanting to click today. I watched him click it 3 times. All right, so. Starting over. What are the cards yelling at us today? Well, first, it says, it's all an act. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Followed by lies and partial truths. Finally, accept for all it is worth. It's all an act. Lies and partial truth, accept for all it's worth. It's all an act, and the air is thick with lies and partial truths. The masks are slipping, witchlings, and illusions cannot hold forever. We may want to act to pull back the veil, but for now, accept for all it is worth and recognize that what glitters here is only fool's gold. See the truth for what it is, release attachment to the show, and stand firm in your clarity. I am not touching what the cards said today because I'm not going to go there. But the fact that it said all the glitters is fool's gold just screams at me right now. What do you fine witchlings think they're saying today? Let me know. Moving on to the tarot. Our first tarot card today is the Two of Cups. A loved one has some strong influence over you, either a romantic or a business partner here. Heed the sound advice that you are receiving from your friends or family. Next, we have the King of Swords. Hey, look at that. I said it right this time. The King of Swords is a wise, mature, professional person with some strong masculine energy. An intellectual genius. Self-improvement is there too. And last but not least, the Eight of Cups reversed. You are unable to make a firm commitment due to your own insecurities and you fear becoming too close. You need to learn to trust again and strive to achieve your goals and some recognition. So, all together here. The Two of Cups speaks of bonds that shape our choices, love, friendship, or partnership that tugs on the heart and spirit. The King of Swords steps forward to remind us of our inner strength and wisdom, asking us to rise above the fear and grow. Yet the Eight of Cups reverse whispers that insecurity holds us back from deeper connection. Trust, my witchlings. Trust. Let love and purpose lead you toward the recognition that your soul has been seeking. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. And then let's braid the Oracle and Tarot together, bringing their voices into one single sacred spiral message. It's all an act, and the stage before us is painted with lies and partial truths. The illusion may shimmer like truth, but beneath the glitter lies emptiness. The Two of Cups reminds us that relationships, romantic, business, or spiritual, mirror our own energy, and sometimes the reflection shows what we would rather not see. The King of Swords calls for discernment and self-mastery. Think clearly and act with integrity, and refuse to be swayed by emotional fog. Yet the Eight of Cups reversed lingers, showing hesitation, fear of closeness, fear of loss, fear of what change might reveal. Witchlings, it is time to trust again. Pull off the mask, even your own, and see the truth as liberation, not loss. You are stronger than the illusion, wiser than the deception, and ready to step into the light of your own clarity. The affirmation for today's reading. I see through illusion with compassion and courage. My heart is open, my mind is clear, and I trust the truth to set me free. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Hey, Irish. Coffee is a good thing. Yeah, find ways to support me here on Linktree. We are having fun here. Yep, an idea may sound an idea may sound good, but may not be good under the surface. One of my favorite expressions is good in theory, not in practice. Now it's my turn to suffer the pain of 1,000 unsneezed sneezes. Here we go. So, I often come across the question, what is your favorite curse for someone that is not going to cause, significant damage? My favorite curse, and this is an elaborate one, may you feel the pain of 1,000 unsneezed sneezes while wandering barefoot in a desert of Lego bricks while listening to a concert at top volume of Justin Bieber's greatest early hits. Or Barney. There we go. Actually, I'm going to revise that. May you feel the pain of 1,000 unsneezed sneezes while wandering barefoot in a desert of Lego bricks while listening to the Barney theme song on repeat to infinity. Yeah. People have told me I am diabolical for this one. With that, the fact that the Barney theme song, to my knowledge, was declared a Geneva war crime when it was used to torture prisoners. It was cruel and an unhuman punishment. It was great. Hey, Irish, welcome back. Yep. That goes along with the fact that malls back in the 90s and early aughts were playing classical music to deter teenagers from loitering. What they failed to realize is there are enough of us who were teenagers at the time who were into classical music that we just sat there and discussed the music that was playing. Done it a few times. It was great. I wish you everything you deserve from John. Yup. Have the day you deserve. Have a day. Yeah, stuff like that. No, I don't have that one. The reason we have the have a day is that's a Daniela thing. Knitting cult lady. I love her. I love walking up to Trump voters and saying, I hope you get everything you voted for. Or I hope everything you voted for affects you personally. And the number of them who will go off on you screaming, why are you wishing me harm or wishing me ill? And I'm like, I'm not wishing you ill. I'm simply saying that I hope you get everything you voted for. So, yeah. Hey, Hazel. See, there's the other H. I'm having a day. So I have Hazel and I have, Hope. And I am doing the Bellevue Bellingham thing with names that have the same first letter. It's great. All right. Do we want to look at what Namaste is sharing today? John has zero confidence in his singing skills. John says that the CIA is saying that after listening to the CD of him singing, people are confessing to things they've never done. I can understand teachers being on massive amounts of illicit drugs to put up with teenagers. I lived with 3. I had 10 years of teenaged boy in my house. Well, we do have a 14-year-old at my feet. That didn't sound right. He'll be 14 he'll be 14 in March. Because we are 6 days from 14 years ourselves. God damn. All right, my darlings, my witchlings, my loves, let us check out Namaste. All right. Namaste says to lengthen your day. Sounds like a magic trick, but it's not. Center yourself in the moment. Now, widen that moment from your chest to your fingertips. Next, start to feel the moment expand from your fingertips to the borders of the room you are in. Feel time slow down as you lengthen time even more to the outside of the building you are in, to the city limits. From the city, go farther. Push time to slow until you feel like it is infinite in the moment. There are times we feel stressed because we feel like there isn't enough time. When we take time to make time, time doesn't become a factor anymore. The more time we have, the less stressed we are. I like that one. What do you guys think of Namaste? Let me know. Self-compassion. All right. Self-compassion, breathing. As you breathe in and out, see if you can allow yourself to enjoy the sensations of breathing. Let it be a pleasant sensation and enjoy it as deeply as you can. Repeat for 5 breaths. I'm particularly enjoying it today because my asthma is not happy. All right, y'all. I love it, Irish. I want a cardboard cutout of me holding a pride flag. That would be cool. I believe my aunt would do something similar. My aunt. My darling aunt. I love this woman. She is my mother's older sister. And she has had members of her family come out as members of the queer community or as pagan. And her entire thought process is, are you happy? Yes. Are you healthy? Yes. Is it safe? Yes. Is it legal? Mostly. We're good. Are you hurting anybody with this? No. Okay then. You go do your thing. Do I have to do anything about it? No. Okay. So we're good. My aunt is an awesome woman. I love it. How does one even obtain such a thing? I will do some research and find out, and I will share in the YouTube community. Mine is still not quite recovered from the trim we gave it. It still hasn't fallen into anything regular yet. So, yeah, life is good. Why do I feel like I'm missing something today? Probably my brain. And I am hyper aware of all of the stuff in my background right now, and it's annoying me. Yeah. That too. Well, I've also got something sitting in my shelf, and it's annoying me. Yep. It will be gone shortly. It's a really cool thing, though. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about because you're watching the portrait, I have this thing about washing my makeup brushes and then not having anywhere to dry them because I hate leaving them on the bathroom counter. So there is this that has been sitting where it is visible while I'm on camera, depending on which stream you are watching. But it is made for drying brushes because that's what the little hoops here are for. And then you hang it up and your brushes get to dry and they don't clutter up the counter. I thought this was a very worthwhile purchase because we're not going to say how many makeup brushes Di has and uses on a daily basis. So, and I finally learned that, oh, thank you, Hazel. I finally learned that, if I take care of them and I wash them regularly, they last longer. Who'da thunk, right? And yes, I'm wearing Eevee. Eevee is one of my favorite Pokemons. I can't even remember where I acquired this sweatshirt. I figured as much. Oh, yeah. We have the evolutions. Yep. That fixed. John finally hopped over into the other one. Uh-oh. Irish is swearing and running for the hills. I need to hair your hair. I love it. I think he meant trim his hair. See, this top is the reason I was late. I was planning on wearing another hoodie, but it's a black hoodie and it's covered in, I think, Tooker and Sergeant fur. So it was not an option today. So I went looking for a sweater that I've been waiting for it to be cold enough in my office to wear. Couldn't find it. Found this, figured it would work. So yeah, Di's doing great today. All right, my witchlings, my darlings, my dears, my loves. It is now time for my tummy to decide it's going to growl. I ate breakfast. All right, I need to check something right quick. Okay. So, my loves, next, it is time to honor our goddess of the day. Ooh. Hey. She is a divine presence to inspire, guide, and walk with us on today's spiral. Today's goddess is Fons, the Roman goddess of fountains, who embodies gratitude, healing, and renewal through the sacred gift of water. During the ancient Roman festival of Fontinalia, people offered flowers and thanks for her blessings, recognizing that every drop sustains life and nourishes the soul. Fons' presence invites us to honor water not only as a physical necessity, but also as a spiritual force for cleansing and transformation. To connect with her today, toss flowers or coins into running water or float petals in your drink as an offering. Immerse yourself in her energy through a bath or shower, letting tension wash away with the flow. Drink deeply of her blessings with pure water, teas, or soups. I almost said soaps. Finally, bless your home's water. Filter it, store it mindfully, or simply whisper a prayer of gratitude and let Fons' current purify your space and spirit alike. Here's the water. It's actually good. Soaps. I did soups turned into soaps in my head, so go fork and figure. Are you done? Good Lord. It's gonna eat me. I know I ate a regular breakfast. What the fluff? Oh, I'm actually making chili for dinner tonight. I made pot roast last night. And so tonight I am going to make chili with the leftover pot roast from last night. I have all of the ingredients and I've got the recipe and everything. I am looking forward to it. The whole thing? Okay. Well, it's a good thing I picked up ground beef tomorrow, or for today too, huh? Ha! It's okay. Nope. We're good. I actually planned for him to do exactly that, so, ha! I made a hash earlier. All your meals are a complete hash. Oh, my Lord. I'm forever blowing bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. And I know I butchered the melody. And apparently the man behind the curtain's coffee, if it's good enough to drink, it's good enough to wear. It's a good thing he doesn't use quite as much sticky stuff in his coffee as I do. He puts a splash of chocolate milk in it. I put a ton of creamer. So I think it's 1 ounce of creamer is, or it's like, no, 2 tablespoons 3 tablespoons might actually be an ounce, but 3 tablespoons of creamer is 1 serving. And I use 3 to 5, depending on which creamer I'm using and how much coffee there is. Now, see, if I wanted to use a single serving of creamer, I would probably drink half to 2/3 of a normal cup. Yep. Those are 1 tablespoon. Those are 1 tablespoon. So, yep, and I used to use 2 to 4 of the single little pods. So, yeah, I use roundabout a single serving of creamer. Sometimes. But I'm drinking pumpkin spice creamer right now, so I'm a happy witch. Tidbit of trivia for you. Everybody who says that they hate pumpkin spice whatever makes me giggle because the spices that go into pumpkin spice are all protective spices. And my thought when people say they hate it is, well, guess it's working. Yep. That's like when people say after you've saged your house and someone comes over and they're like, yeah, I can't stay for long. There's something off here today. You're going, yep, the sage is working. We're good. Mental note. If you do something like sage, if you smoke cleanse your house and you use any of the sages that are not white, you want to then follow up by burning something like Palo Santo, which is another close practice, but it's the one that comes to mind. Because sage banishes all of the ick. Therefore, your space is now a vacuum. So what's going to happen if you don't burn something to invite positive in? Well, that vacuum is going to stay in a vacuum until icky shit comes in. Is it the pumpkin you dislike or is it the spices, Mimi? Something to think about. Or the pumpkin texture, yes. John says vacuums really suck. And so I can understand the disliking pumpkin. I was a new mom, and I was in either one of the Navy Wives groups that I belonged to, or I was in one of the new mom groups. Excuse me. And somebody was saying, this new vacuum I got really sucks. And I'm like, is it that bad? And then the next comment they made was, oh my God, it just sucks everything up and it's got such powerful suction. And I'm like, that kind of sucks. Okay. This was around the same time that saying something sucked was really starting to gain popularity. And I was in a support group that didn't allow swearing. And I'm like, well, that sucks. And I got told I was swearing because I said something sucks. And I'm like, you want me to swear? You want to see some real swearing? I can really swear for you if you really want to ban me for swearing or for saying the word that sucks. Yeah. Hey, Dragour, how are you today? It's Monday. It is Monday. How the fluff is it already Monday again? Okay. Yep. So, finally, we are closing our divination with a sweet, short little moment of Zen, which is going to be a teaching from the Little Book of Zen to carry with you throughout the rest of your day. This one's fun. We have quotes. Well, technically, we have short poems today from Peter Matthiessen and Fernando Pessoa. And no, I am not missing the irony in the fact that I cannot pronounce Peter Mathiessen's last name correctly, but I do get Fernando Pessoa's name correct. Okay, so Peter tells us, butter tea and wind pictures, the crystal mountain and blue sheep dancing on the snow. It's quite enough. Have you seen the snow leopard? No. Isn't that wonderful? Fernando Pessoa says, moonlight through high branches is being nothing else but moonlight through high branches. I love it. I really love that one. And that, my witchlings, my loves, my dears, is our moment of Zen for today. N-I-N-J-A. Yeah, N-I-N-J-A. You said ninga. Ninga. And that don't sound right. One of my autistic curses is, I'm a spelling witch. Yep, I'm a former sailor. And I swear like the sailor I once was. I cannot wait to hear how the app does. It is so cool. So for those of you who do not know what John and I are talking about, John has created his own tarot app. And I am looking forward to see how it goes. When did you leave your bed? Sorry, very much distracted by the puppy mans. And John had another Spanish class today. Ooh, yay. Yay for learning. All right. It is that time. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, adieu. All right, my witchlings, it is time to wrap up for the day. So, with the extinguishing of our candle, our circle is open, and we extend our eternal gratitude to the ancestors who joined us here today. Oh, goodness. I do fine until I'm on camera. All right, my darling, my dears, my loves. Let's get out there and spread love, spread joy, and spread kindness, because there is already enough darkness and hate in this world. Let's try to be beacons of hope and light for those lost in the dark. Tell your loved ones, whether they walk on two legs, fly with wings, curl up with fur, glide on scales, or tiptoe on paws and claws, that they are precious to you. Moments slip away far faster than we expect, and those last goodbyes often come way too soon. And my witchlings, please always, always, always remember, you are loved, you are wanted, and you are needed, and your purpose is real in this life, even if you haven't discovered it yet. I was 45 before I found mine. I love you all. Namaste, my witchlings. All right. All right. So, my darling dear witchlings, let's join the coven on Patreon for exclusive rituals, behind-the-scenes content, bonus blogs, early access to classes and other things, and access to our private Discord. Tiers start at just $1 a month at patreon.com/DieTheYogaWitch. Would you like to buy your favorite Gen X witch a cup of coffee? You can fuel my caffeine habit at buymeacoffee.com/DieTheYogaWitch, as well as have access to some extra blogs and fun stuff there as well. And then all of my links are in the description and on my link tree, which is linktree.com/DieTheYogaWitch. I can talk. And then maybe, just maybe, you need some personalized guidance. Well, in that case, you want to book a one-on-one yoga or coaching session, join one of my workshops, or explore my rituals and services at yogawithdylin.com. I just revamped that last night. As an ordained minister, I also offer blessings, ceremonies, and custom rituals for life's milestones. And that is dietheyogawitch.com. Boy, brain. Okay, you can find all about all of the rituals and all of the ceremonies and blessings at dietheyogawitch.com. Bleh. All right, now our weekly schedule. That is misspelled. All right, so Sunday we start the week off with Coffee and Cues at 1:30 p.m. Pacific Time, Sunday afternoons. Then we hop to Tuesday evenings via Zoom. We have Tuesday night guided meditation. Thursday we have, Tuesday night we also have Bitch and Witch. That is at 4:30 p.m. Tuesday evening Pacific Time. Thursday, Yoga Witch's Cauldron, the Yoga Witch podcast at 4:30 p.m. Friday, we have Friday Night Guided Meditation and Yoga Nidra at 8:30 p.m. And that is following my Friday Night Yoga class via Zoom at 6. Then that is everything. You can find my schedule on the website, yogawithdialin.com. All right, my friends, my loves, my witchlings. That is all of it for here. Stick around for chilling with the witchlings. Namaste. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I will find it later this afternoon, Mimi. Thank you for filling that out. I very much appreciate it. I'm going to put my cards away while we're sitting here chit-chatting. Because if I don't do that, they don't get put away. All right, y'all. Now I'm getting warm. Why I'm getting warm, I do not know. Probably drank enough coffee. Right. Okay. Nope. Oh, cool. Cool. Nope. I gotta fix that. The annoying thing about when I get Discord messages from everybody while I'm doing the stream, I have one account on my phone and my laptop and another account on the desktop. And the one on the desktop is the one everybody knows and everybody has. It's great. That is going to be very cool, John, though. I will look at it post-stream. Oh, YouTube was being really wonky for me the other day. Please tell me if you guys had the same problem. But the sound and the video on YouTube just would not sync. And it was driving me batshit. Because, you know, I'm trying to watch videos and pay attention. And because I have auditory processing disorder, thank you, autism and ADHD, I read lips and use the closed captioning while I'm watching things. Well, when the sound and the video don't sync, trying to read lips and listen and it was not possible at that point. So I went to attempting to just listen to music, which then, for some reason, YouTube decided to start showing me dancers that I haven't watched in a while. There's a reason. And trying to watch them dance to music that is out of sync with the video was even worse. So I thought my brain was having issue. No, it was a YouTube issue. There is this amazing group of dancers on YouTube that I love their talent, but unfortunately the group that they're dancing with is it's part of a cult, and I hate giving them revenue by watching their videos, if that makes any sense. I discovered what they were when I stumbled across a documentary on, I think, Netflix about the TikTok dance cult. And I'm just like, ooh, because what got me started watching the documentary is these two young women had started their own YouTube channel and were as dancers, and they were doing great. And then one of the sisters met a guy and got involved in this group that he was with, and it isolated her from her sister and then from the rest of the family, and it just went belly up from there. So yeah, no. But damn it, they're really good dancers. What do you guys like watching on YouTube besides this, of course? What is your favorite genre of YouTube video to watch? I watch makeup tutorials because I am a makeup obsessed woman. I watch a lot of politics these days. Witchy content creators, love them. Let's see. And I think that's, and of course, my favorite musicians in that I follow them a lot. Oh, and my mom stuff. Tuka says self-improvement. John is saying music and political. Learning tarot. Yep. I have also, there is a mom content creator that I love watching. Thank you, Zen. Yeah, that reminds me. I'm still wearing daily draw glasses. Let's swap to the regular glasses. I have a couple of content creators who are they do skits where they're the only actor, but they play like 5 different characters. One of them is Shauna the mom, and then the other one, God, why can I never remember her name? Toodaloo is her tagline, though. Nope, not gonna try. We are going to find her. I will recognize her name when I see it. I will recognize her name when I see it. Nope, I'm not finding her. Lo Whaley. L-O Whaley, I think is her name. I'm going to search real quick. Not lol. Lo. Project Poodles. There she is. Lo Whaley. L-O-E Whaley. Okay. I have gotten sucked into her corporate drama, which is amazing. I watch her, Shauna the mom, Dustin Pointer, the red flag guy. Oh God. No, you are not supposed to be making noise. Jauncey Dev is another one that I adore. He's the one that pretends to be the different breeds of dogs and is frighteningly accurate with it. So those are most of my favorites. Yes, your profile picture, Zen, is adorable. I love dogs. Well, yeah. Gee, I wonder if I love dogs. Uh-huh. Yep. It's a really cute picture. Oh, so it's a wolf in sheep's clothing. That is actually kind of cute. Oh my God, I haven't watched Dr. Pimple Popper in ages. I used to love her, though. He's gagging over the idea. Although she is part of why I was able to go to my primary care doctor. Oh, that is kind of cool. And tell him I knew exactly what was going on with something on my back. And he's like, how'd you know that? Dr. Pimple Popper. And he's like, yes. So, yeah. Let's see, what else? I think those are the main ones I watch. Oh, and Jessamine Stanley. I absolutely adore her. Misha, Don't Cross a Gay Man. Hearing his stories about being his goddaughter are great. Christine Mizrandino has not posted anything new in way too long. I am genuinely worried about her. Christine is the woman who wrote the Spoon Theory, but she don't look sick. And a couple of my favorite authors. I don't have one for today. That was first Sunday only. I know I forgot. I spaced. We're doing good. That's kind of why I started this. Let's see. And then it is spooky season. Do we have plans for Halloween yet? I know John is reading. I have plans that I need to flesh out tonight to do a ritual myself. The question is, am I streaming it or am I recording it or am I doing anything with it? I don't know yet. Let's see, what else are we doing? I am hoping but not counting on it, being able to do, a review of the Embracing the Moon book that I've been trying to read, by Halloween, which is how many days away now? We have 18 days until Halloween, and I have read 18% of the book. So, oops. We're working on that. 3 viewers. Yeah, sounds about right. I am contemplating the night after Halloween kidnapping a couple of friends and bopping up to, or just one friend and bopping up to the haunt that the Spawn is doing. Anybody have plans for the No Kings rallies on the 18th? I am planning to be at one of the local ones here. There is hope for me. Yeah, somewhere. Somewhere out there. Anyway. Yep. Let's see. What else are we doing? We have so much stuff going on. I do. That is nice. The Samhain Festival for the Pacific Northwest Witches Market is the next Saturday, I think. I think it's the 26th. Pretty certain. Yeah. I was asked if we were volunteering and it was Amy. October 26th. So yes, it's Sunday. I'm hoping to be able to go and volunteer at it. The question is, transportation for that. Because I would like to be able to stay for most of the afternoon, most of the day. So we'll figure out what we're doing from there. Sheepskin. And this is why I bought the mat that I did, because it's far easier to clean up than the old one. But yeah, I am fixing a candle that has been annoying me for like 2 weeks. There we go. Dumba. There we go. What got missed? Ooh, tomorrow is a whole day of the tarot course, and Zen has a friend who crashed and isn't responding. I had that problem with my bestie last night. Her phone died and she slept for 10 hours, and I'm like, girl, you totally needed that shit. I stayed up way too late last night because I was editing my website. Realized that I had not updated the yogawithdylin.com site since I rolled out the Sacred Spiral Flow content, and I needed to. So and I have revamped the schedule with Bitch and Witch moving from Saturday nights to Tuesday nights. And so, afternoons. So I'm like, you know what? We're just going to revamp the whole damn thing. I went through the site one little section at a time, rewrote everything, and it feels much more like me. I am much happier with it. Today's activity is going to be dietheyogawitch.com. I have shared some new content to the Patreon, which is up on the screen now. I've got new content at Buy Me a Coffee. The Substack is chugging right on along. Oh yeah, we don't have a graphic for the Substack yet. We're working on that one. Oh yeah, I've been keeping the Substack up. Oh, that's true. Well, I'm assuming you're going to work on it. I don't know. Yeah. See, I try to keep the man behind the curtain up on all of the stuff I'm doing so he can keep the graphics up. And sometimes I will either think I told him, but I didn't, or I told him and he didn't hear me, or it didn't register. So yeah, we're having fun here. Welcome to married life at 14 years of being together. It's amusing at times. No. I didn't assume. I thought, because I swear I remember, but I probably didn't, is my thing. Because there are a lot of times that I will think I have said something, and it was here, but it never made it to here. Gotta love my ADD. Let's see, what else am I doing? Here's a question for the witchlings we have hanging out, because there's not many of us, and it's pretty much the loyalists here. If I were a butterfly, if I were to create the audio class and a guided meditation that I was going to release just to Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee, would you guys want it? Because I've already got an audio class that I need to record for this week. And I have a kids guided meditation that was, before I revamped Patreon stuff, it was a tier benefit. Yep. I love my witchlings. What did I call? I called lists. We have witchlings in training. We have witches in training. And something else, and I don't remember what it was, because it was at 3:30 this morning. Or 3 o'clock this morning. No, oh God, no. But I have so much fun stuff that I want to do, and I'm trying to figure out timing on it. Also, for those of you who have access to the Discord, please hop into the Discord give me about an hour after we're done with this, because we have the first night of the Sacred Spiral Flow program tonight, and I would love to see more than just me and Mimi there. So pop into the Discord and let me know if you're interested, and we can work something out here. When my ex-husband was stationed in Italy, we used to rather rudely refer to the little girls, and I mean like preschoolers. We used to call them bits, i.e. bitches in training. Because usually the ones that were dressed like tiny adults, their mothers were not kind. Yup, I see you, John. Hey, Gaming Fun. I enjoyed just sitting here chit-chatting with my witchlings in my chat. And yes, I'm usually tidying up my desk or some such while I'm here. But if I'm not doing something with my hands, I am losing my mind. when I have a professional group that I'm a member of, and we have our monthly member meetings, and then our quarterly workshops. That's the word I'm looking for. And I say straight up, I apologize. I'm not trying to be distracting. If you want me to turn my camera off, I will. But if I am not doing something with my hands while I'm listening to you guys, I will not hear a word you say. Which makes everybody laugh, because I think all of us are ADHD to some extent in that group. And they all are like, yep, nope, we totally get it. We are the same way. I have to show you guys this. I showed you after he bought it for me. This was my favorite birthday present last year. It is rose gold with a rose quartz rose. I love it. The Spawn bought this for me for my birthday last year. That was pretty awesome. Swipe. But I'm moving shit because I'm, as I said, have to keep my hands busy. So I tend to do a lot of tidying when I'm chit-chatting like this. And at the moment, I have gotten a new place to store my jewelry. And so I need to grab jewelry that is sitting over there so I can put it here to get put where it belongs now. Yes, I acknowledged gaming fun. That's what got me started telling them about the fact that I am, always doing shit. Oh, that is cool, John. I know what I know what you mean. When we were doing the goddess deck on Sundays, it was always so much fun because that was the man or Saturdays, because that was the man behind the curtains thing, and I love it. Because I love watching him grow as a reader. And it's just so much fun. Well, yes, the way you do it drives me insane. Because it does not work for me. But it works for you. And I very much love the fact that you found... It does for you, and it works well for you. It just confuses the hell out of me, so hey. There we go. So what I'm doing here at the moment, I have a bunch of bracelets that are semi-precious gems. And I have been storing them. In a selenite heart-shaped bowl and just a plain selenite bowl. Oh, dear Lord. And, so, yeah. I love them. I'm sorry, the cow puns brings me back to the trip home from Costco with your niece and nephew. And with your nephew chipping in as many cow puns as the rest of us. Although knowing that my sister-in-law loves cows, it makes so much sense that her son, at like 4 years old, was able to make, 6 years old, was able to make some kick-ass cow puns. You read about it, or you want me to read about your technical problem, gaming? Pat on the head. Yeah. Cows are how I learned what a flake of hay is. Has absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. You have a point there. Well, there are 2 viewers on the other stream. He was commenting about the fact that there's nobody watching the landscape stream. And I was discussing that with him. Yes, Missy, we do celebrate Samhain. I actually am looking forward to the Pacific Northwest Witches Market Samhain Festival on the 26th. I am debating, I know I am going to do a ritual that night myself. Probably early afternoon, so that I can be out in the circle if I want to record it. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I'm going to record it, stream it, or what. Trying to figure that out right now. But yes, we celebrate Samhain. My very first public ritual was a Samhain festival. It was in San Diego, and it was called Witches Night Out. And it was really cool, really fun. Hey, Will! That's who's watching the landscape. Oh, speaking of knitting cult lady. Knitting cult lady says knitting is Morse code. I love it. She said something in one of her videos, and I know I mentioned this yesterday, but it stuck with me. In her opinion, knitting is a language. And that's why she and her daughter have picked it up so quickly and so easily. They're both very good with languages. Gaming fun. I know a number of men who knit. There is actually an Olympics diver or swimmer who knits. And he takes his knitting to the Olympics with him. And while he's watching other events, you'll see him in the crowd because the cameras will pan and zoom in on him. He's sitting there knitting. He's knitting scarves and sweaters and shit while watching the other events for his teammates frequently. A friend of my incubators was a rough and tumble cowboy, but he knit. It's not just a woman's art. And that's, yes, Tom Daly. Thank you, John. And that's something that I want to fight here is the rigid gender roles, like fiber arts are only for women, knitting, crocheting, weaving, cross stitch, and things like that. These are, yes, the homemaking arts are not just for women. That is how you end up with men out in the wild who cannot cook, cannot clean, cannot do a damn thing other than eat, sleep, and go to work and play video games. Because they've had a woman that did it for them their entire life. And that was my goal with my children. I have 2 boys. And I swore on everything I call holy, up to and including my grandfather's hole in the wall, that my boys were not going to go out into the world dependent on a woman. My boys were going to know how to cook, how to clean, how to be entirely self-sufficient. And my middle child, who is AFAB, I was going to make sure that they went out into the world with a basic idea of how to do basic car repairs and how to take care of a house, such as, changing a light fixture or replacing the innards of a toilet. That's actually a really easy thing to do too. But, stuff like that I don't want my children to have to be reliant on another person to be able to exist. Do what? Yeah, or to have to pay someone to come in and do easy shit for them. And I have, because of the fact the incubator did not want a daughter, I was raised as a funny-looking boy. And I hate the rigid, strict gender roles that so many families inflict on their children. Case in point, someone I love dearly wanted to... Yes, John. Someone I dearly love wanted to be involved with the tech crew for the drama department, right? It's a guy. And he didn't want to be on stage. He wanted to be backstage controlling the lights and all of that stuff and basically being a stagehand. And his dad is like, I ain't raising no faggy ass kid. You are not going to go do drama. So he's like, okay, can I be in band then? Well, no, band's for girls. Okay. You're going to play football, you're going to play baseball, and you're going to be smart. What about, your kids' wants, needs, and dreams? Are you going to force them to conform to what you expect? Way to make your kids miserable. Way to stifle any talent they might have outside of, your rigid norms. And way to be a prick. Yeah. 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 Man behind the curtain is commenting about, part of why my children were not particularly nudged towards sports. Blessed be Raven. When it came to sports, because Spawn was an athlete, as was the Munchkin, my oldest, no. My oldest child did fine in the culinary arts and in band. Those were his fields. But the Munchkin discovered cross country. Wasn't setting any records, but enjoyed it. And I'm like, hell yeah, you do you, boo. And then this one, yeah, but doesn't run now. But the Spawn here, yeah, this part of the show, I talk about anything and everything. I talk a lot about my family because honest to gods, we have woven witchcraft and yoga theory into every aspect of our lives. Which is, again, we're going to go into the Spawn. He picked up cross country and wrestling. He has 2 championship wrestlers in his family, his biological dad and my older brother being them. And so, yes. I myself, though, no, I am so not athletically inclined. I was my extracurriculars in high school were drama, band, and choir, and jazz band, and swing choir, and girls choir. So yeah, I'm a musician, and the middle child being athletic, which they very much are, just blows me away because my ex-husband and I, neither one of us are athletes. Nope. No clue where they got this one from, but no. Windows 10 support is gone as of 14 October. What country you're from, gaming? I can't remember. However, pause. Windows 11 is much better than 10. It is so much less frustrating. Since I upgraded to 11, I have not wanted to put a fist through my monitor. Sweden. Yeah. I am sorry if that sounded stereotypical. And that was a well-timed laugh in the room next to me. But, yes. Windows 7 or 95. 95 and 7, or 98 and 7 have been my favorites. Yeah, I learned 95 first. Although, honestly, there is a part of me that wishes to hell I could go back to DOS. Yes, it was. 95 was on DOS, which is part of why I loved 95. Yes! Windows ME was not released, it escaped. See, one of the reasons I loved Windows 95 is where I had a background in DOS prior to going into the military. I could go into the back end of 95 and tweak it and do shit with it. And it was awesome. I loved it. Yep. Yeah. Okay, that is annoying me, and I cannot reach my duster. I bet I can. Oh, shit. That wasn't what I meant to do, but... Come here, you. I got the collar with it. All right. Like I said, if I'm not doing something productive while I'm talking, I feel weird. Doink. And there goes my stomach again. Swear, my stomach is out to eat us today. One thing I will never, ever, ever do again. I will never do Easter with my brother again, especially not an Easter egg hunt. This man, he would hide eggs. Holidays, sorry. Okay, so to track the train of thought that led me to this, we were discussing Halloween and Halloween plans, and I'm thinking about the fact that we infuse every aspect of our life with our witchy shit and my yoga theory, philosophy, and then I went back to thinking about holidays, and I'm like, but Easter with my brother was so frustrating because this is a man, grown man. He alone would go hide the eggs for the kids to hunt for Easter. He would count them, and then never failed. Every year he would fudge the count when we went to count to see if they were all found. And the adults would end up spending 2 hours in the yard trying to find the eggs that the kids did not, only for my brother to realize that he had miscounted. 4 hours, my friends. 4 hours. And this is the type of man, because our kids are not short. He is 6 foot something. So he would have eggs in the crooks of a tree, in the tree branches. I think he stashed one in a gutter once or some shit, and yeah. Never again. I am so glad my kids are all in their 20s and his is over 18, so yeah. Let's see, what else? Yep, we're still talking window. Do I give out candy on Halloween? If we got trick-or-treaters, we would. Been in this house for like 13 years. We have never once had a trick-or-treater. No. Spawn and Bestie came over to Halloween Carol for us one night. But no, we have never had a trick-or-treater. And it is that's kind of sad. We're hoping, because we have a new, it's a year old housing development or condo complex across the street from us that has families in it now. So maybe, but not holding my breath. That said, I did a few years back hop over to said Bestie's house. And I handed out candy for her parents and had a blast. Got to hang out with some really cool people because her mom and stepdad are great people. Just had a blast. Wouldn't it be nice if we could, roll back Windows 7? Yeah, DirectX 12. What was it that I was thinking I wanted to have come back, but I can't remember? JavaScript. Java would be nice to have come back. I was learning to program JavaScript. I was one of those girls, mind you, I was in my mid to late 20s. When MySpace came out, I was one of those girls that was learning HTML to customize my MySpace profile. Between MySpace and Bloop Diary, I got really good at HTML coding. Can't remember 90% of it today, but hey, it was great. That's cool, John. Yes, CRT monitors. Oh, those things are evil. But oh, do they make nice splody noises when you beat on them with a sledgehammer or a bat. Don't ask me how I know. Yeah. Yeah. That's why you make sure you do it on a tarp. He's saying the glass gets everywhere. I know Adobe was I think Adobe Flash is what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Java is cool. My first job was the United States Navy as a radioman that became data processor or merged with data processors, and then we just became ITs. So computers were my thing. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Huck a CRT out the window and watch it go boom when it hit the yeah. No, I'm not a destructive witch at all. I just have a lot of pent up rage. Yeah. Yeah. And then went from being, a Navy wife whose husband worked on computers and systems like that to being a casino wife whose husband fixes the slot machines. Yep. But man, let me tell you, I know more about slot machines than I ever wanted to. No, I don't. I will play slot machines, but they're dopamine farms. Because you sit there and you push the button, and it lights up. And it goes, jingle, 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 flashy, 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 spoink! Yay! You won 30 cents. Oh, dear Lord. Yes, I was that kid. I thought TV was the one time in my life I honestly thought my dad was going to seriously injure me. Dad was a sonar tech, so gaussing and degaussing. And then he installed security systems after that. I had one of the magnets that he had brought home that he used when he was building security systems, and I was playing near the TV screen, and I'm like, oh, it made the TV do cool shit. So I went and all the way across the TV screen. My dad came unglued. I have never seen my dad that upset. Never since. I honestly thought he was going to straight up string me up by my toenails and use me as a human piñata. And knowing what I do now, I would have deserved it. Sort of. Because I didn't know what I was doing then is the only reason I say sort of. But it looked pretty. Yeah. Bad die. No donuts. Go. You are the chamomile. Yup. For my friends, I'm playing with essential oils right at the moment. Reminder for my friends who have furry children and like to add essential oils to their steamers. Why is my brain diffusers? That's what I'm looking for. If you have cats and dogs, do not use lavender. It is toxic to them. If you want a soothing, relaxing essential oil, use chamomile. It is much better for the animals. Learned this because I absolutely love lavender myself. But, well, y'all just saw Took come in, and we have Sergeant under the desk and the fuzzy butts. And the last thing I want to do is make any of my fur children sick. And as soon as I learned that lavender is toxic to them, I'm like, nope, not doing that anymore. Lavender. And then if you have cats, lily flowers, any kind of lilies, calla lilies, the little tiny ones, the big ones, do not have lilies where your cats can get to them. Because even a small amount of the pollen can kill them. Lavender tea is really good. I like lavender lemonade. More fun times and happy times. 2009 was awesome. 2009 was an awesome year. Let's see. We moved into the house in Manette in 11. Yeah. Because we moved in 1st of October, 1st of September, and then, yeah. I thankfully was. Mimi said something else that I wanted to address, and I got sidetracked before I could say something. Mimi was saying something. Where is it? Okay, Mimi just updated to Windows. I'm gonna beat him. Lamp lady said you have the CRT monitors. Okay, yeah. The only reason I had a TV in my room and had my own boombox or anything is my brother gave me my first boombox when I was like late 5th grade. Loved that thing. And then I had my own TV starting at 13 because my parents managed the apartment complexes we lived in. But until we only had one complex where we had an office that was not in our apartment. And so I couldn't sit in the living room and watch TV during office hours, for obvious reasons. And so the incubator broke down and gave me permission to have a TV in my bedroom. No 3G and 2G. I think, yeah, we lost 3G here last year. Let me tell you, working for Sprint Wireless when 3G was being rolled out, whoo, that was fun. Or 4G, no, 3. 4G and 5G have rolled out since I've been over here. We were rolling out 3G at the time, which was crazy. People would call into customer service going, my phone's not working. Rah, rah, rah. Well, you did get a message about 3 days ago that we were going to be rolling out 3G in your area, and therefore the towers were going to be down for a brief amount of time. Okay. Was 4G then. It was 4. Wow. Yeah, we were rolling 4G out here in... Okay, it was 4G. We were rolling 4G out for Sprint in, let's see, I started in October or November. Yeah, I started November, December of 2011, and then I lost my job there in May of 12. COBOL is one. My ex-mother-in-law did COBOL. Part of the reason my kids are as computer literate as they are is 2 of the 3 of them come by it very naturally. Both parents were computer geeks. And then the one that didn't have 2 computer geek parents, well, the dad he grew up with, first one, was a computer geek. Oh, yeah. Oh, T9 typing? Yes. Oh my God. Smartphones. Yeah, we're not going to go into smartphones. I'm still pissed off about something. Let's see what else. Hi, heart. What are we doing? All right. Oh, that needs to go back where it belongs. But it can't because I have to reach behind it. Having a day here. There is a part of me, a very small part, that kind of misses T9 texting. Why the hell won't you? Oh, because you are not where you belong. I will find your home in a minute. Yes, 5G doesn't like trees. What did I do that shit is not sitting where it's supposed to? There we go. Yeah, well, 5G doesn't like trees and mountains. But God help me if my Wi-Fi drops speed or internet cable, my cable internet, and if my Wi-Fi drops speed, forget it. Part of the reason we have discovered that I cannot go visit my in-laws for any length of time. I could not stream over there if I wanted to, especially if my sister-in-law is working. Because it's one or the other. I had my own cell phone. Mimi's much younger than I am. I got my first cell phone when I was 21 because I needed a cell phone for my trips between San Diego and LA. Oh, dear Lord, YouTube on 2G. That must have been entertaining. Coding in Cobalt. It needs to branch out. Yes. Hi, Yurdi. I did see you. I don't know if I said hi when I first saw you. I apologize if I did not. XM radio, speaking of 5G and not liking trees, XM radio is entertaining. Yeah, you're a little bit younger than me. Because I am 47 and I am far closer to my birthday than I want to admit. Oh my God. Yup. Or telling people, okay, either you have to call me or we have to wait until after 3 minutes start. Yup. Yep, he loved Nextel because Nextel was the first one that came with the free incoming calls, and half of the reason I swapped mobile providers is the mobile-to-mobile minutes that Sprint had that Verizon didn't yet. Oh, yeah. That was the best thing they came out with until, I had to sit on hold with the VA for an hour and a half, and we only had like 200 minutes. How did you make news when you were 8, Mimi? Hopefully it's entertaining and not, awful. So many of us have traumatic childhoods. Oh. Clunk. I have 2 tiger's eye, 3 rose quartz, 2 solar systems, and yes, get off the internet. I need to make a phone call. Or dear God, if you had call waiting and forgot to disable it before you dialed out to the dial-up internet. Oh, damn. *72. That sounds about like my luck, Mimi. I've told you all about the first time I got stitches. That was hilarious. See, I was not allowed to use the internet during office hours. And when I was using the internet, I was restricted to an hour at a time. Unless it was the middle of the night. And it was frequently the middle of the night when I'd be up talking to my now ex-husband because he was at the time 9 hours ahead of us. So, I'd be sitting at the computer at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's just getting his day started at work. So, yeah. That was one of the few benefits to having him being that far ahead of us. We would write each other snail mail and emails. And I used to joke with him that he had another girlfriend somewhere whose name was Sunday. Because he would be meaning to say, I will talk to you Sunday. But it would inevitably come out, I will talk to Sunday. And I'm like, so who's Sunday, honey? Yes, Kelsey says somehow they got us all to pay for the web browser. Oh my God. How many of us would be, bopping around on our phone and accidentally hit the internet button and go, oh God, no. Hit the end button like 15 times and slam the phone closed. Did it connect? Oh, we're good. Yeah. Because even though, I was an adult at that point, my darling ex-husband would have skinned me alive for that. Yep, Mimi sounds about like me when I got my stitches. Yeah. That is one advantage to landline phones. The only problem is current landline phones are pretty much all VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. How do I know this shit? Yep. Oh, I can still hear the freaking modem screech in my head. My ex-mother-in-law's parrot, African gray, hated that damn bird. One of the things that he could do perfectly was the dial-up sound. My favorite thing he did, though, was he would arm and disarm the car alarm. Yeah. He would make the car alarm arming and disarming sound at the weirdest times of day and night. The only time I didn't have a heart attack or a panic attack over him arming and disarming was when my mother-in-law was not home. So I knew that, couldn't be. But oh my God, it's like somebody doing something to the truck. And then you would hear the beep of the cordless phone turning on, and then the beep, 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 beep of her sister's phone number, and then the conversation they held. So yeah, this bird, I hated him. Good reason for hating him. This bird stalked me for a week after I moved in because he got a taste of my blood and wanted more. Yep. Oh yeah. The scam calls on the home phone. Yes. Yes, Gaming Fun is saying feels like those born in the 90s are really smart on tech. Yes, because those who were born in the 90s, they grew up with it. They learned they were born with tech, basically. My oldest was born in 98, and his very first toy, because I was on the computer constantly with him when he was a baby, his very first toy was a keyboard that we cut the cable off of. The keyboard was dead. So he got a keyboard, and then his father gave him a mouse that, again, we cut the cable off of so that he could, pound on the keyboard and play with the mouse while mommy and daddy were using the computer. Similar to how some parents will give their kids a broken gaming controller to play games. Lucid, I would not be surprised the kids are afraid to cook on a stove, and that unfortunately is very much a side effect of helicopter parenting. Because, oh my God, no, you can't do that, you might hurt yourself. Well, if they hurt themselves, they're going to learn not to do it again. The likelihood of getting severely injured while cooking on a freaking cooktop are slim to none. Hi, I fried my face when I was about 9 years old. I put way too much grease in the cast iron skillet, and when I dropped the item I was frying into the skillet, I splashed my face. Learned real quick not to do that again. John, you and your cooking. And then, so, my brother learned not to cook shirtless the same way. He went to drop something into hot grease, spattered his chest. He doesn't cook shirtless anymore. Hell, I'm very careful about not cooking in a crop top for the same reason. But, this is how kids learn. If you are such a fucking helicopter parent that you bubble wrap your kids, they're not going to learn how to do shit. And I know why we Gen X kids became those helicopter parents. I know why. Because our parents ignored us. There's good reason for it. But the balance, okay? We were free range kids. And yes, we could have used a little more supervision, but it's just a little bit more supervision. Not bubble wrap your kid and refuse to let them outside. People complain about the childhood obesity epidemic, right? One of the reasons we have a childhood obesity epidemic is because our kids don't get outside to play. And people bitch about that. But yet, when you see a kid outside playing, doing their thing, walking down the street to go to the park, people call the cops about it. Oh my God, there's a kid outside alone. Oh my God, what horrible parents. Oh my God, there's a kid playing in the front yard and there's no adults hovering over them. Oh my God, we've got to call CPS. This is why we have kids that are more comfortable sitting in front of a fucking gaming console than playing with a buffer. Buffer. It's a Scadian. It's a toy sword that the SCA absolutely loves. Essentially, it's a PVC pipe wrapped in a pool noodle and duct taped. They're great. Ask my boys ask my boys if they like buffers, and they will gleefully ask you if you want to buffer with them. Yeah, I've heard that there's some serious radiation going on. Yeah, fuck CPS. I have dealt with them a couple of times. I have no desire to deal with them again. But I honestly am kind of surprised because I didn't realize it was a thing. My kids were free range kids. The place we lived before we moved here, so that one was a third grader. So he was a third grader. Munchkin was a fifth grader. Eldest was a seventh grader. There was a park like 3 blocks from our house, and they would walk up there regularly, or they'd ride their scooters or whatnot. And I thought nothing of it. And then I started seeing on the news about parents having the cops called on them for sending their kids to the park. Hell, my kids would walk the half a mile up to the corner store to buy candy and soda, and then come home. And apparently this was freaking people out. And I'm like, why? Me. That's where my autism and ADHD. Yeah, but aren't you afraid they're going to get kidnapped? Trust me, anybody who kidnapped my kids would be paying me to take them back. Do you want to be stuck in a car with 3 autistic kids all info dumping on you at the same time? Hell, there were times when someone asked me, aren't you afraid they're going to get kidnapped? Please, I'll pay them to keep them. I love my children, but good God, did I need some peace and quiet. And then they're like, well, aren't you afraid they're going to get hit by a car? I'm like, no. But yeah. Ooh. That sounds not fun, gaming fun. Hey, boo-boo. How are you doing today? Every day I'm shuffling, that's what it is. Yeah, look both ways and you should be fine. I am not going to read the comments out loud unless I absolutely have to, and at the moment we really don't have many people in the other stream, so it's the hubby and a childhood friend. We're good. Because he can pick up on what I'm saying when I'm responding to you, he'll figure out what I'm talking about. I love that about him. Let's see. We are doing pretty good. Yeah, he just chills out and listens. Will might be at work at the moment, too. Dude. Yeah, more casino people in my life. Go figure. It's great. Let's see what. Ow! I just jabbed myself with a fingernail. Let's see what else. Ooh, what was I just thinking about Critical Role? He actually gets a day off. I'm shocked. Sorry, Will. I know how casinos are about people and their days off. At least it's one of those careers where you're not quite as likely to get called in on your day off. Depends on the department, honestly. But yeah, I know far too much about my friends at times. Certain friends I know more than I want to know about, but that's okay too. Knight of Cups. Michael is asking what the Knight of Cups means. Give me just 1 second. Due to... No. Maybe? No. Maybe? I have no freaking clue right now. I am familiar with the Knight of Cups. I know it's going to deal with water and emotions. Upright or reversed, Mike? Because the Knight of Cups upright is a gallant man who is approaching with a marriage or an emotional proposal. In reverse, it is a charming man who breaks hearts easily. So either somebody is entering into a new relationship that is going to be a very long-term relationship, or you've just met a Lothario. Someone's opinionated. You want to come get Snuggles? Oh, not that one. You want to come get Snuggles? Come here. You're welcome, Mike. I wish I could memorize my freaking cards. But TBI, I have been reading for 30 years, and TBI and other shit, the autism and the ADHD, I cannot memorize my cards. I am working on it, though. Okay. Not gonna run over. Oh, move the tail. Come here, fuzzy butts. Come here. Come here. Hi. Hi, baby. Oh, yeah. I remember more of them than I used to. Oh, child, you are under the seat. Kitty cat. There we go. Oh, Chernobyl is interesting. Hi, baby. I'm not picking it. I'm getting the cat fur off of the nose ring. Oof. Hi, Dewey boy. No, they do not. I have learned that, yes, sometimes if it's something that becomes your special interest, I have learned that I can memorize. It just takes a lot more repetition, or I have to use some really weird mnemonic devices. Oh, okay. Give me a second. Hold on, fuzzy butts. We got to scooch in. Vroom. There we go. Good kitty. They are very underrated. But yeah, I can memorize. It just takes more work. So this little guy, I love black cats. They are my two favorite cats are black cats and ginger cats. And this guy, when I found out that cat mama was pregnant again, I said, if there is a black kitten in the litter, I am laying claim. And a few weeks later, I got the call that, yep, there was a black kitten. Do I still want it? And I'm like, well, guess I need to start working on the man behind the curtain to make sure we can bring him home. But yes, I still want him. And he was not certain he wanted a cat, the man behind the curtain, because if you know what a woman's nose is like during pregnancy, multiply it by 10 and you have his while he was smoking. So you can imagine what the litter box was doing. But we finally finally got him to agree. And we brought this little guy home. Yeah, by promising I would clean his litter box every day, and never happened. He now does it every day. And we found an amazing litter. Get to that in a second. So this little guy came home Thanksgiving in a hamster carrier because he was that tiny. And we got all of the stuff that we needed. And I was looking at litter, and because the boys and I are asthmatic, clay litter was not an option. So I had to find something that was not clay that wouldn't smell. And I stumbled across this litter that is made from walnut shells. It clumps, which is nice, but it doesn't have the amount of dust. And so it doesn't trigger our asthma. And also, I have had multiple people who are scent sensitive walk into our house and not realize we had a cat until somebody decided to come say hi. And they're like, you have a cat? Yeah. Why don't I smell the litter box? 1, it's in the bathroom. 2, it's an igloo. 3, we have the most amazing litter. And it's great. I love it. Torties are the best. Torties and calicos are just awesome cats. Tuxies are okay. I have one that I absolutely love, and one that, while I adore him, we had an interesting relationship. Tortitude is definitely a thing, as is the attitude of calicos, but yes. Black cats are my thing. And I'm like, hey, I'm a witch. I'm supposed to have a black cat, right? But yeah, he's my baby. He is 10 years old now. Just turned 10. And he is right around 20 pounds. He's a quarter Maine Coon. And his bestest buddies are the blondes, Sarge and Luna. He and Sarge have wrestled and romped and frolicked since he was big enough to romp and frolic with Sarge. Now he can pick Sarge up and body slam him. It's great. But he absolutely loves Luna, which is funny because their first meeting was not loving. Hey, Norali, how are you doing today? Oh, that's interesting. Our bunnies weren't indoor bunnies. Well, that might be part of the problem. I was concerned about him with the dogs. But more, yeah. But he, is that the top camera or the lower camera? Which one's which? Okay, so that just aimed further down. Oh, that is so trippy. I'm watching the picture move over here and I'm watching the camera. But we had a bunch of bunnies. Let's see. We had the princesses, Snow and Snow White. That's what I thought. And then we had Sir Nathaniel, who was our favorite. He was the sweetest boy. And then we had Ash. We had 6 rabbits at one time as well. Yep. We need to rearrange cameras again. We are going to be doing a whole bunch of rearranging in here at some point in the near future. Oh, dear Lord. I just realized you can see... Thank you. I just realized you could see the protest sign on my door in the mirror. Gray tabbies! Fuzzbutt's mother is a gray tabby. And she's the cutest thing. And she's like 16, I think. What? The sign? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, most people wouldn't be able to translate it. Free Fire Hacker. Okay. So what do we think of the situation going on over in Israel and Palestine? Are we all pretty much agreed that they're just waiting for the dust to settle and then they're going to blow everything up again? And I'm not sure whether that's literal or not. Not that I want to talk politics, but that one's just as like, are we waiting? All right. There we go. Thank you. There's just... I'm glad to know we're not alone there. Zoom. I love it when he plays with the cameras. Oh, what's up, bub? Oh, look at the fur fly. Oh my gosh. You're shedding like crazy. See, everybody around me has gray tabbies. And I have a void. He has tabby stripes. If you see him in the sunlight, he has beautiful stripes. And I think his teeth are bothering him. There is so much going on. Anyway, y'all, we have been here for over a couple of hours, and somebody is starting to bug me that he wants to go water the tree. So, thank you, Deathlayer. Eevee is one of my favorite Pokemons. All right, my friends, my loves, my witchlings. Let's go out there and have a fantabulously magical rest of your day, night, wherever the fluff you are. Spread love, spread joy, spread kindness, because there's already enough darkness and hate and evil in this world. Can we please try to be beacons of light and hope and love? Let your loved ones know that you love them, because you do not know how long you have with them, and that phone call sucks. And please, my witchlings, always, always, always remember that you are loved, you are wanted, and you are needed here in this world. You have a reason for being here, even if you haven't figured out what it is yet. I was in my 40s before I did. I love you guys to bits. Namaste, my witchlings.